Hey man, say man, it's your boy DAA man, Daylight TV, back at y'all with another video. And on this trip, we're gonna get into day 2 of the murder trial against Hernandez Govan, the alleged mastermind behind the November 2021 murder of Memphis rapper Young Dolph. But first, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you're really mobbing with the content. Daylight TV. Let's get it. So today's Tuesday, August 19th, second day of the Hernandez Govan murder trial, where he stands accused of orchestrating the killing of rapper Young Dolph, continue with witness testimony and further evidence presentation. Among the witnesses was Angela Arnold, who's the girlfriend of one of the alleged shooters and star witness in the case who testified yesterday, Cornelius Smith. She took the stand, and she testified that Smith told her about a hit placed on Young Dolph with a bounty of between $1 million and $1.5 million. Now, that's crazy because for months and years now, we've been hearing the number was $100,000. All right, because if you were gonna spend $1 million, my nigga, I mean, you could have got a real professional and not a pill popping at. But anyway, I mean, shit, with the money that you put up, you could have got a real professional. You know. Now, however, she stated that she didn't recall Smith mentioning ever meeting Big Jook, which is Yo Gotti's brother or whatever, and he came up in testimony yesterday. You know what I mean? Now, this contradictory testimony because Smith, during his testimony, claimed that Govan hired him and set the price for Young Dolph killing at $100,000, what we just talked about, and indicated that Big Jook was involved in the alleged bounty. So this discrepancy was naturally highlighted by Govan's defense attorney. Now, Govan's lawyer, Manny Aurora, pretty well known, worked to portray Smith as an unreliable witness motivated by a plea deal for testifying. Because like I said, he's facing the same time, you know, that Hernandez is facing, right? Suggesting that he was trying to shift blame onto Govan to secure, you know, a lighter sentence. Now, the defense brought up the inconsistencies in Smith's testimony, questioning, naturally questioning his motive, because they were saying that he received between $38,000 and $50,000 after his arrest. So it's like he didn't even get to enjoy that money or whatever on the street, it seemed like. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't really getting nothing until he got booked. And at that point, he needed to spend it on the lawyer. You know? Now, Smith maintained that he didn't know the source of these funds. So, yeah, like, that's the whole thing. So, for one, the 1.5 doesn't add up. The whole thing about Big Jook, like, you know, her testimony was probably about as sloppy as her dress code. You know what I mean? I didn't see a clip or whatever where it showed her face or whatever, but it definitely showed them pink pants and that pastel yellow shirt that said whatever on it, and some shoes that I don't know if they were like, they looked like they were untied or whatever and shit. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? Next up to testify during day 2 of the Hernandez Govan trial was retired Memphis Police Sergeant Terrence Dabney. He was the lead investigator in the Young Dolph murder case and testified about evidence and the direction of the investigation. Dabney discussed locating the white Mercedes that was used in the killing and how it was found abandoned across the street from Govan's property. He also testified that Govan could be seen in images with Justin Johnson, straight drop, which is one of the men convicted of the Young Dolph case, because his trial happened already. And during cross-examination, Govan's attorney asked Dabney why law enforcement had not questioned Anthony Big Jook Mims, who had been repeatedly named by others involved as a person who motivated the killing. Dabney confirmed that police never followed up with Big Jook during the initial investigation, even though the defense argued that he was a clear suspect. You know what I'm saying? There was even something said later by another investigator we're about to get into, Mike Garner, that they reached out to Big Jook or whatever. I guess they came across his number, but he declined to speak to him and all of that. And, you know, he could decline to speak or whatever. If they have evidence, they could arrest him. He could still decline to speak. They just got to prosecute, but he did. So, you know what I mean? Michael Garner was called to testify. Now, Michael Garner is a special agent for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations and former Memphis police detective. And he testified about the recovery of phone records from individuals linked to the case, including Justin Johnson, Cornelius Smith, Anthony Mims, and Angela Arnold. Aurora presented, pressed Sergeant Now, in addition to Angela Arnold and Agent Mike Garner, Memphis Police Department Sergeant Jesse Browning also took the stand on, today, you know what I mean, day 2. Browning testified about phone records and communication between the co-defendants and others involved in the case, including Govan, Justin Johnson, Cornelius Smith, Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother, and detailed the number of times these individuals communicated with each other, highlighting an increase in communications around the specific date of interest and leading up to Young Dolph's murder. Now, Browning was also questioned about, questioned by the defense regarding the investigation into Big Jook's involvement in the alleged plot. The defense questioned Browning on, the alleged lack of thorough investigation into Jook's role, despite his name appearing in previous testimonies and being a suspected participant, according to the defense. Now, by highlighting these inconsistencies, the defense sought to portray Smith, again, as an unreliable witness and cast doubt on the prosecution's narrative of Govan's involvement in the murder of Dolph. So yeah, man, day 2 that's pretty much it. I mean, these are pretty short testimonies, especially considering like how it was when I was covering the Diddy case. I mean, we had some defendants who were on the stand 2 to 3 days. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, shit is going like pretty quick. You know, like they're doing like jury selection and opening statement damn near like in the same day in some of these state cases. But I don't know, like, bro, for 2 days of testimony though, and it's supposed to go on a whole week. And it's already Tuesday. So for 2 days of testimony, my nigga, like we haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything that was significantly groundbreaking. Like all the information they presented, I could have watched YouTube, and you know what I'm saying? If that was enough, I mean, YouTube could have convicted this nigga before it got this far. Like the whole thing with the price or whatever, cause like 100,000 and $1 million is a long way from each other, 10 times long. You know, law enforcement naturally like they're gonna do what they do, but like the phone records, cause Cornelius said he used to call Govan, like he got introduced to Govan through a guy named Bobby. And Bobby used to go and get the pills for him, for Govan. I guess he was a go-between. Govan probably didn't want to meet no new people. And then after a while, it was just like Bobby got tired of like running back and forth for this junkie nigga. And Govan like, you know what, this nigga be spending enough money or whatever and shit. Send him through. And then he probably already had it in the back of his mind, like, dude, a drug addict. And then he said when he started messing with Govan, like he would be asking for credit and shit like that. So now, like the dude already figured it out. You a junkie, and you be needing money and shit. You know what I mean? And so he, you know, he played on that shit. Cause they talking about in June he met this nigga and like, you know, shit started getting thrown around that summer. So Dolph get picked off in November. So I'm just saying, like, nothing sounds crazy. We'll see what happens tomorrow, who's going to testify, and if it's something like, you know, groundbreaking there that, you know what I mean, dang, I don't know how I look for him, though. Like, it's Tennessee, nigga. But, yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about all of this in the comments or whatever and shit. How do you think it's looking for bro, whatever, so far? Again, by the time y'all get to see this or whatever and shit, I don't know where we'll be at in the trial. YouTube got me on the suspension for a week. So I'm guessing I'll definitely be back or whatever Monday. And hopefully or whatever, I'll get these joints up by the weekend. And maybe we'll be back before the trial ends and I can kind of get to sit through the verdict with y'all. But yeah, man, jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. If you're still here or whatever, appreciate y'all. Hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that notification bell if you're really mobbing with the content. And as always, stay dangerous so you can be safe. It's your boy DAALIGHT, DAALIGHT TV. I'm out.